outside. We don't have much time. Quick, put your helmets on. Because there are zombies on your lawn! Plants vs. Zombies, originally released in 2009 and developed by PopCap Games, is a tower defense game where you plant plants to defend against the undead coming to get your brains. With the help of your neighbor Crazy Dave, you have access to a wide variety of plants, from walnuts to pea shooters to torchwood and hypno shrooms. You face the zombies in 5 unique terrains. Your front yard at night, your backyard with your backyard with your pool at night, and the roof of your house. Each terrain offers a unique challenge. From at nighttime, sun not falling from the sky, so you have to use mushroom plants to gain sun, to the pool levels where you have to use lily pads to plant plants in the water, and the roof, where you need to put a pot down because there's no soil on the roof. And at the very end, you face Dr. Zomboss in a final battle on the roof at night. The game was critically received exceptionally well, and it sold over 10 million copies. What's the course for arguably one of the most popular computer games ever? Well, to go straight to the DS, of course. Released in 2004, this was a handheld juggernaut for the gaming scene. The Nintendo DS was not only able to play DS games, but it also could play Game Boy Advance games, creating an entire back catalog of games for a brand new system. One of these new DS games, though, was a port of Plants vs. Zombies. It didn't release along with the DS, but it came out a bit after. In 2011. It released in 3 different ways. The first one being the game itself, the second one being a special edition with a pea shooter touch stylus for the DS, and the third one was a Walmart exclusive Yeti special edition that came with a Yeti posable figure. So we've talked about its packaging and the special editions, but what about the game itself? Is it a reliable copy of the computer game? Or is it just another cheap cash grab of a game that was so prevalent around the time on both the DS and the Wii? Well, it sure starts out the same. It starts out with the tutorial. A single line of grass and only one plant. It starts with the exact same tutorial as in all the other versions. Admittedly, it is a lower quality, but that is expected when you're on a smaller console, especially one with as small of a screen as the DS. Eventually, once you complete the tutorial, you have all 5 lines of grass open, and you have 4 plants, the standard starting lineup. This is an incredibly accurate version of the game. Genuinely, so far, it's perfect. It has everything right, and everything honestly looks and somewhat sounds okay. The music is a bit crushed, but again, what else could be expected when you're on the DS? Next up, of course, is the nighttime levels. You really do have everything. You have the mushroom plants, the sun doesn't fall from the sky, you even have the gravestones, which can spawn in more zombies at intervals. It's really easy to see why this game was so well reviewed, even on the DS. It's so simple, only an idiot could mess it up. We're gonna blast on through the next 2 because, if I'm being honest, there's only so much you can say when it's good. If it was bad, you could delve into why, but if I'm being honest, it is so faithful to the original, and the original is such a good game that, if I'm being honest, there's not a lot to say about the pool or the nighttime pool levels, except for one thing. Why does the fog look like that? I understand that it can be hard to make fog look good on a console on like the DS, but that is literally just the MS Paint spray can. It has me so confused that I'm stuttering my words. That is literally just the MS Paint spray can effect. I could do that. A baby could do that. My dog could do that. I don't get how you can mess up something that simple, frankly. It's not that hard to draw good fog, and the sprites look great. I don't get how they could mess it up that badly. But next up is, of course, the roof. And frankly, I think the roof is by far the best looking level in the game. Its quality is, frankly, uncompromised. It looks almost identical to the real thing if you were to kind of stretch it out a bit and maybe smooth it. But I think it is genuinely the highest quality backdrop, or I guess level theme, just because there's not a lot to it. So you can't really mess it up. Like the fog, you can't really mess it up unless you purposely try to. But something that they could have messed up, though, is the Zomboss fight. If I were to pick one part of the game that they would probably mess up in some horrific way, I'd imagine it would be the Zomboss fight. It's deceptively simple, but incredibly easy to mess up. You have them put down too many zombies, it's too hard. You have them put down too little, and it's too easy. You take out the massive fire and ice balls, and you remove a whole nother element of challenge. You don't show him enough, and he just doesn't take any damage, and the fight goes on for way too long. Like, they could have seriously messed the fight up, but they didn't. The fight is almost exactly 1-to-1 with the original version. Genuinely, I think that this game may be the best example of how to port a game ever. It is almost completely identical. However, where it isn't are some new things added to our next section, the mini-games. There are 3 original minigames exclusive to the DS version. Those 3 being Home Run Derby, Heat Wave, and Air Raid. Home Run Derby is kind of self-explanatory. You just gotta hit a ball and kill zombies if they get too close. Heat Wave, you have a limited number of plants and you have to move them around to complete a level. And Air Raid, which is a side-scrolling shmup where you shoot Dr. Zomboss and avoid flying enemies. I don't know what else to call them. It is pretty much just the plain levels of Cuphead, but slightly easier. And that was Plants vs. Zombies for the DS. Overall, a very faithful recreation of the computer and mobile port. Oh no. They're here. You get out of here. I'll fend them off.